Christian with Ace Appliance out of Toledo, Ohio. Welcome back to another in-home diagnostic video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com. Today we're working on a Kenmore bottom mount freezer. Customer complaint is the fresh food section is not cooling, but the freezer is. One thing I've noticed is if we pull open the door here, we'll see some frost buildup. What I'm going to do is take off the door off the hinges so we could see the frost buildup. And to do so, you just pull out on the door here, and you can go ahead and lift up on the door. The door actually has, and I want to show the camera here, if you could see, the door has little, I guess, little hinges that it sets on the railing. So you just pull out all the way, lift up, and pull up. What you will need for this repair today is a 1/4-inch drill bit or nut driver, a flathead screwdriver, and a pair of pliers. So once we have the door off, we need to get to the back panel here. That's where the evaporator coil is. That's where the heater is, and the defrost thermostat that we want to test is. So to get the hinges off, there's little clips in here you need to depress. Then you can pull the whole hinge forward. Set them off to the side. Do that for both sides. There's clips on both sides. They're not hard. You just depress it in a little bit. Then you can go ahead and pull the hinge off. Once you do that, there are 4 1/4-inch screws that hold the, I guess, I don't know what to call them, hinge slides in place. Go ahead and remove the 4 screws, and then the hinge mounting bracket, I guess I can call it, will come off. Go ahead and save the screws, set them aside, and do the same for the other side. Once you do so, to gain access to the back panel, you do have to remove this ice maker. There's 1 screw underneath that you have to remove all the way. 1 in the back that you have to remove all the way. And then the one that's closer to you can just loosen, lift up on the ice maker. There is a Molex connector that holds, or that the ice maker plugs into. So go ahead and push the little 2 clips in, pull the ice maker out. You could then go ahead and set the ice maker to the side. Careful, sometimes they have water in it like this one does. So once you have the ice maker out, there is 4 1/4-inch screws, 1 on each corner of the evaporator cover. Go ahead and unscrew them. Make sure you don't lose any screws, you'll need them later. And at this point in time, you can actually see the frost buildup on the evaporator coil. That's telling us that the unit is not self-defrosting like it should be. And there's something that caused that. So next, there's a cover, a grill cover up here for the fan. To remove it, there's a 1 tab in the middle that you have to push up on. Careful, because it will break. Once you do that, there's 2 tabs on the side that you need a flat blade screwdriver. To the press on. Then it will come off. Once you do so, you can grab the evaporator cover, pull it towards you. That Molex connector that the ice maker plugs into is held in place by 2 little tabs. Go ahead and squeeze them together, and then you can pull off the evaporator cover. Once again, set it aside. So as you can see, this is the evaporator coils. It's all frosted up, which is restricting the airflow from going up to the fresh food section. This is the only section that cools down. It uses a fan motor that's in the middle to divert the cool air to the fresh food. So 2 things we want to check down here are the defrost thermostat that's located right here, and your heater, which is located, there's 1 terminal on each side. What you're checking for is continuity on both of these components. If you get continuity from both of them, The only other thing it could be is your defrost timer, which this unit has a defrost timer, not a control board. It's still on one of the older units. So the defrost timer checks fine. Next thing we're checking is the defrost thermostat. And the defrost thermostat is fine as well. Only other thing could be is a defrost timer. So we have diagnosed this appliance as it needs a new defrost timer. This is what the evaporator coil looks like when it's frosted up and it's not self-defrosting. Now to replace the defrost timer, we have to come up to the fresh food section. The defrost timer is located under the thermostat here, or the cold control, whatever you want to call it. So to first gain access, we want to go ahead and remove the light cover. Just pull back on it. It's on slides, it comes right down. Set it to the side. To get into here, it's going to sound like you're breaking something. It's just the way the product comes apart. So go ahead and get either a putty knife or a flathead screwdriver. Try not to scratch the unit. Go ahead and get in there and pull this unit down. Like I said, it's going to sound like you're breaking something. You're not. The defrost timer is located right here. So we're going to go ahead and unplug that Molex connector. Now the old one is held on, it looks like, by 2 screws. Looks like they're 2 1/4-inch screws. You want to go ahead and remove the screws. That way we can gain access to the defrost timer itself. Pull it back down. Get the defrost timer, and it just plugs in. Simple as 1, 2, 3. So go ahead and unplug it. Sometimes you got to use a little bit of force. What I like to do when that's hard to come off is get a screwdriver in here and just, pry it off a little bit. You won't damage the old timer. It's trash anyways. And it's stuck on there pretty good. There you go. This is the old timer. So this is the new timer. We're going to go ahead and plug it back in. There's only one way that you can plug it in. There's three in a row here. As you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, one by itself, one by itself. So you really can't mess it up when you plug it in. Go ahead and line it up. So what you can do is, if the screws are giving you issues putting them in, go ahead and insert the screws a little bit first, then put the timer over the screws and finish screwing in the screws. Once you've inserted the screws all the way, you can go ahead and reconnect the Molex connector, and go ahead and make sure everything is aligned like it should be. Push it back in. You hear several different snaps and pops. And everything looks like it's good. So as you can see now that we have completely defrosted the evaporator coils, and you can see right through them. So this is what they should look like after you defrost them. So to reassemble a unit, first thing we have to do is put on the evaporator cover. I'm going to go ahead and slide it back here. And get the Molex connector here and put it in the slot located to the left. Make sure the snap in place, you'll hear it. And then you can go ahead and grab the fill tube with your finger so it comes through the hole. Put it all the way back. Next thing you want to do is get the fan cover here. This is what distributes the air around the freezer. Put it back in place, it'll snap in place. Now we could get the 4 screws from earlier and reinstall them in every corner. Once we've done that, we can go ahead and reinstall the ice maker itself. You want to go ahead and plug in the Molex connector to the back first. Make sure it's seated properly. Then put the fill tube in the ice maker fill cup. Latch it on the first screw that we did leave behind. And reinstall all 3 screws. Next thing we want to do is reinstall the hinge slides. Remember, there's 4 screws that go on each one of these. Once you've done that, you want to go ahead and reinstall the hinges themselves. The rubber stopper goes in the back. They just slide right in. Once you hear it snapping, you know the hinge is properly seated. Once you have done that, you can go ahead and reinstall the front, the door. Remember, there's 4 slots that the door slides into, 2 on each side. Now, if it's empty, you can do it by yourself. I would still prefer that somebody help you do it. Make sure everything slides in the proper location. Go ahead and close the door to make sure It closes on both sides. You want the seal to make them complete. You want the gasket to make a complete seal on every angle. We have successfully replaced the defrost timer and defrosted the evaporator coil on this unit, so they should be all set in 24 hours. Thank you for watching another quality video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com.